Good morning, good morning. This is Jacqueline Richardson, Miss JJ Diamond, Jackie Deja, whatever y'all call me. Gotta thank God for being alive another day. I'm feeling pretty good today, y'all. Yeah, I'm feeling pretty good today. My allergies are not too bad. I took a double dose of sinus pills before I went to bed. When I say double dose, meaning I took 2 pills instead of one. Okay. So I'm feeling pretty okay this morning. Let's check the weather out here in Charlotte today. Alexa, what's the weather today in Charlotte?
In Charlotte, it's 35 degrees Fahrenheit with intermittent clouds. Today, you can look for mostly sunny weather with a high of 58 degrees and a low of 35 degrees.
Yeah, it's getting cold, y'all. It's getting cold. So y'all make sure y'all bundle up when y'all go out there. Because you know this is actually flu season. Cold season, so with that COVID thing out here, and this is what they was mainly afraid of, getting around this point with this COVID being out and people getting the normal stuff that we normally get every year with the flu and the colds and the sore throats and all that stuff. And then on top of it, we have the COVID as well. So now we got to really be cautious. Cover that neck, people. Make sure y'all put on a scarf. I think I took a picture and a scarf. I don't know. Did I take a picture of the scarf? I think I did. To remind y'all, put those scarves around them necks. Got to cover that neck. Neck is very sensitive. The throat is very sensitive. Keep those heads covered. Put them hats on. So y'all just be safe out there and be warm. Today we're gonna talk about oh Jesus, I hate. My bathroom is right off of my room, y'all. It's in my room. And my toilet has been acting crazy, and I hate to hear running toilet. So I don't know, let me go jiggle a thingy here. I don't know. No, it seems like it's okay to just be running. I don't know. But we're going to close this door because I can't stand to hear that toilet run like that. All right, close the door. Today, I wanted to talk to the younger mothers, because I was a young mother. I was 16 when I had my first child. So I didn't know nothing about being a mother. Nothing. I had to learn from the people around me, my family members, and it wasn't an easy task. I try to tell people every day that, don't have all these babies because it becomes very difficult, Forget about the finance part of it, even though that can be a hard ordeal as well. However, just trying to raise them, a lot of people, that's why I take my hat off to people that had these babies like back to back. You hear them say, I got age 3, 4, 5, and I'm like, how did you do that? You know what I mean? It's like, to me, it was like impossible, so I was one, I had my daughter at 16. I didn't have my next child until I was 27. Okay, I put a big stretch through that. And the reason being is because I saw how hard it was with the first child, and trying to learn how to be a mother. Being a mother is not something that you wake up and you just know everything, And it can become very overwhelming, especially when children are active. You trying to take care of 2 babies, one that's a toddler and one that's a little one. And it becomes very stressful, So I used to say to myself, like, how did you do it? To certain people, like, how did you do it? I wanted to know, and I'm going to try to find someone, that has kids and try to do an interview on them, to see what they did raising these different, what we call stair-step children. That's what we always call them, stair-step children. How did they get through it? Because it becomes very hard. And I knew even with me, myself, with one baby, it was like extremely hard. If you want to do everything right, it was like just too hard, And my family come from the old school, so they required a lot of me, like my grandmother, when we lived in Harlem, we didn't have a washing machine in our house. Well, my mother did, but my grandmother didn't. My grandmother was older. She didn't play that stuff, that washing machine thing. And we had to wash the clothes in a basin, and scrub them like how they did it back in the day, and then hang them up on the line. That's how my grandmother did her thing, And I don't know if I ever told y'all this story. I went to the laundromat to wash me and my daughter's clothes. She wasn't a baby, but she was about maybe 8-9 months. So I figured by this point I could go to the laundromat and put her clothes in, with mine. So this is what I did. Came home, clothes was folded nice. I had somewhere else to go, so I just took my clothes out the bag and laid them on the bed, separated them, so that way when I get back, I could put them in the drawers. Well, I get back home, and I'm looking for my daughter's clothes, and I'm saying, well, where is my daughter's clothes? I'm like, I knew I put her clothes here with mine. Where's my baby's clothes? So I'm like bugging. I'm like, oh gosh, because I was looking for this one, how you have this one particular pajama you like to put on the baby. They seem comfortable and it looks so cute in it. So I'm looking for this pajama, I'm like, I need this pajama to put on my baby. So now I got to go get some of these other pajamas that I don't even like out the drawer. So something just said no, not something just said. I had to go to the bathroom because I needed to wash my baby before, she go to sleep. That's how they taught me, make sure you wash your child before they go to sleep. So I went to the bathroom to get the little basin to wash her down and stuff and put her on the pajamas. And when I got in there, I seen all my baby's clothes that I had washed up on the line. And I'm like, I know Grandma didn't take that baby clothes and rewash them and put them up on the line. And I mean, all of the clothes, okay, it was a lot of them. And I'm like, what is wrong with my grandmother? So I'm thinking she crazy. You know what I mean? However, she said, no, I said to her, Grandma, why did you take the baby's clothes? She said, because you don't know what you're doing. I said, what do you mean I don't know what I'm doing? You don't wash that baby clothes in a washing machine at the store, and you don't know who had their clothes in there. And I'm like, well, Grandma, water and soap clean. She said, you don't know what was in that wash machine. And then she was going off on me. Right? And then she was like, and then what type of soap did you use? And then she's going on about the soap. And I'm like, oh, Grandma, but the baby needed clothes. Well, her clothes will dry by tomorrow. You just have to deal with it. So it was certain things that my people would do, like, you don't know what you're doing. So we're going to take over. And that's what they did, and it was like kind of stressful for me, to deal with that because I was trying to be a mother, but, they told me I was doing it wrong. So I had to learn, and I told myself, okay, well, if I got to go through this with the first baby, I'm not having no more babies right away. I always wanted more kids, but I said, not doing it because this is too hard. I don't have the patience, to be doing this with a bunch of kids. So, I was blessed to not have, that's why I felt I was blessed to not have the stair-step children, because I knew I would have went crazy trying to take care of 3, 4, 5 kids. Different ages, I would have been gone mentally, However, excuse me, that heat bothers me. And this is the thing I wanted to talk about. When you have smaller children, you got toddlers, and then you have a smaller baby, and you got to remember that toddler was once a baby, and a certain attention that toddler had gotten in the past. So they constantly looking for that attention, and then now this new baby comes and they don't understand it because they're a baby too. They still in that baby stage. Even though they're toddler, they still in that baby stage and they still need certain things, require certain things, extra love, extra attention. They don't want to hear, hold on, I got to change the baby's diaper or get the baby's milk. So you have to really make them a part of it versus, telling them to fall back, because they really don't understand these things, and it becomes overwhelming and stressful for them. Y'all don't realize babies can become overwhelmed and stressed, So these are the things that we have to pay attention to when we're having these kids. I was always one, they say, I spoil my kids, and I do. And I spoiled each and every one of them the same. They all got the same love from me at one point, for all those who know, my oldest daughter, Shaquana, she was my first child for 10 years. So me and her got to have that extra bond, because it was just me and her. Then by the time my other son got 10, my son got 10, he was about 10. Yeah. She was already, no, by the time he got 8, she was grown. So she was doing her own thing. About 16, I would say 16, 15, 14. So it was pretty much me and him, So I got to bond with him a different way, and so forth and so on. And now, like with me and Egypt, it's me and her. So we're bonding, in our way, So people, like I said, people say I spoil my kids, but I try to pay attention to my kids because you need to know what your children are like, and why they may be acting a certain kind of way or doing certain things, and I'm one of those mothers that pay attention to my children, every detail, they tell me I'm nosy.